Are you ready to unlock the secret to earning 6 figures as a junior real estate investor? Stick around because in this video, I'm breaking down 3 proven strategies to help you hit a $100,000 milestone, even if you're just starting out. These are actionable steps that anyone can use to get ahead in one of the hottest real estate markets. Let's dive in. First up, we got wholesaling. This is one of the fastest ways to get started with little to no capital, and here's how it works. To find distressed properties, your job as a wholesaler is to find properties that are undervalued or need some TLC. This could be through driving for dollars, networking with agents, or using online platforms. Negotiate and secure a contract. Once you find a property, negotiate a purchase agreement with the seller at a price lower than the market value. Assign the contract. Instead of buying the property yourself, sign the contract to another investor, and this is your profit. For example, if you negotiate a property for $400,000 and you flip it for $410,000, the $10,000 is your profit. Do this multiple times and you're on your way to 6 figures. Now, let's touch on the pros and cons. Pros, minimum capital required up front. You don't need much to purchase the property, just a minimal down payment. 2, quick turnaround time for profits compared to other strategies. 3, low financial risk as you're not holding the property for long term. 4, minimal upfront costs, allowing beginners to enter the market easily. Now here are the cons. If you can't find a buyer, you might need to close on the property yourself, which requires capital and requires you to get financing to qualify for a mortgage. 2, you must set up a marketing engine to find buyers and sellers, which can be time intensive, especially if you don't have prior experience doing so. 3, navigating legal contracts and negotiations can be challenging for beginners. And 4, dealing with agents on the other end can add complexity and costs. Next, let's talk about buying and flipping pre-construction assignments, also known as assigning purchase contracts. So, how does it work? In Toronto and in the GTA, buying pre-construction new build from a developer that is ready in 3 to 5 years from now has been a lucrative market over the past decade. People have purchased pre-constructions and flipped them for a profit closer to their occupancy period. Now, your strategy: purchase a pre-construction property early when prices are typically lower. Once the market appreciates over and above the premium you're locked in, sell your contract to another buyer. Now, what do you earn? Profits can range depending on how the market does. We've seen pre-construction assignments sell from anywhere from $10,000 in net profits to $500,000 per assignment, depending on the property and depending on how the market's appreciated over the time period you've owned that contract. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons. Pros. First, high potential profits in a short amount of time. 2, no need to handle physical renovations or property management. 3, you're leveraging market appreciation without owning the property for a long period of time. 4, split deposit structure allows you to pay in increments over time for that pre-construction as the building is being completed. And finally, 5, you benefit from 3 to 5 years of market appreciation during the pre-construction phase. Now, let's talk about the cons. 1, it requires initial capital in order to buy the pre-construction unit. 2, market fluctuations can impact your ability to sell the contract for a profit. 3, developers have restrictions on assignment sales. Making sure that you have the right to assign in your contract is super important. 4, assignments are challenging to sell. They often require a realtor to navigate off-market deals because they have a network to market to, and because builders don't allow you to put these deals in MLS to begin with. 5, miscalculating market trends or the premium that you locked in can lead to significant losses. Finally, let's dive into buying, rehab, and flipping properties. The process: you find a property that needs some work, renovate it to increase its value, and you sell it for a profit. It's a classic fix and flip. Example, let's say you buy a property for 600 grand. You invest $50,000 in renovations and you sell it for $750,000. After closing costs and fees, you're walking away from a healthy profit. Pro tips: work with a trusted contractor to ensure renovations are on time and within budget. Focus on high ROI upgrades like kitchens, bathrooms, and curb appeal. And make sure you have your numbers right. It's the most important thing if you're flipping properties. You have to calculate your worst case scenario, your best case scenario, and where is the number gonna fall? It's gonna fall somewhere in the middle. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons. First, higher profit margins compared to wholesaling and assignments. 2, adds tangible value to properties through renovations. 3, builds long-term skills in property valuation and project management. And 4, the potential to refinance and pull out equity for future investments as opposed to flipping that. Now, cons: requires significant upfront capital for purchase and renovations. It's costly unless you're getting construction financing, but even with construction financing, you're paying a pretty high rate. 2, involves more risk due to potential construction delays and market changes. 3, time intensive, with months required to complete the project and sell the property. 4, requires thorough knowledge of the local market to ensure profitability. So there you have it. Those are 3 ways of how you can start generating 6 figures in real estate. Wholesaling for quick profits with minimal risk. 2, flipping assignments for lucrative returns in the pre-construction market, but make sure you do it right. And 3, buying, rehabbing, and flipping for those big paydays. Now remember, making your first $100,000 in real estate is just the beginning. Real estate should be viewed as a long-term investment strategy. By constantly buying properties at the right price, collecting rent checks, and letting time work in your favor, you can build wealth and achieve financial freedom. Flipping properties for quick cash might provide short-term gains, and it might sound good, but keep in mind, there are costs to sell, capital gains taxes, and if you're not calculating your numbers to the T, it can result in catastrophic losses. Instead, focus on building your portfolio one property at a time and hold your properties for years, decades, and generations. Now it's your turn. Which strategy are you gonna try first? Are you a flipper? Are you a long-term holder? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're serious about building your real estate empire, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more actionable tips. Until next time, keep hustling and stay sharp.